Live from the star-filled International Ballroom of the Beverly Hilton Hotel. Welcome to the 70th Annual Golden Globe Awards. And now, your hosts for the evening, ladies and gentlemen, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
And I'm Amy Poehler.
Welcome, everyone, to the 70th Annual Golden Globe Awards. Yes! Yes! Those of you at home, I wish you could feel the excitement in this room.
You can smell the pills from here.
Tonight, we honor the television shows that have entertained us all year, as well as the films that have only been in theaters for 2 days.
That's what makes tonight so special. Only at the Golden Globes do the beautiful people of film rub shoulders with the rat-faced people of television. Speaking of, Tina and I are also both nominees tonight. And thank you. And Tina, I just want to say that I very much hope that I win.
Oh, thank you. You're my nemesis.
Thank you.
Ricky Gervais could not be here tonight because he is no longer technically in show business.
We want to assure you that we have no intention of being edgy or offensive tonight because, as Ricky learned the hard way, when you run afoul of the Hollywood foreign press, they make you host this show 2 more times.
Oh my gosh, it was a great year for women. It was a great year for women in television. Lena Dunham is a double nominee tonight. Lena, we love your show.
We are such fans.
But if they are forcing you to do all that nudity, you have to tell us, okay? You just give us some kind of signal, and we will call child services. A wink or something.
It was a great year for film. Women in film, Catherine Bigelow nominated tonight. Haven't really been following the controversy over Zero Dark 30, but when it comes to torture, I trust the lady who spent 3 years married to James Cameron.
Of course, we want to thank our hosts tonight, the HFPA, for having us. Amy, tell the people a little bit about the HFPA.
Yes, Tina. Well, when left untreated, HFPA can lead to cervical cancer. However, there is a vaccination.
Oh, no, that's Amy, that's HPV.
Oh, I'm sorry, of course. The HFPA is the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. And when left untreated,
no,
they can go. Oh.
She's kidding. There is no known cure for the Hollywood Foreign Press. Look at all these gorgeous movie stars here tonight. Ben Affleck is here tonight, nominated for Argo. Ben's first 2 movies took place in Boston, but he moved this one to Iran because he wanted to film somewhere that was friendlier to outsiders.
Hi, Ben. Hi, how are you? You doing good, huh? I'm from Boston, too, so you're looking great. Good for you. You're not better than me.
The beautiful Anne Hathaway is here tonight. Anne Hathaway, you gave a stunning performance in Les Miserables. I have not seen someone so totally alone and abandoned like that since you were on stage with James Franco at the Oscars. You know, Anne shot her big Les Mis song all in one tight close-up, and she said that it was really difficult performing with a camera so close to her face.
Well, then she's never going to make it in porn.
Yeah, I don't think she has any plans to do porn, Amy.
None of us have plans to do porn.
Fair enough. Hunger Games was one of the biggest films of the year, and also what I call the 6 weeks it took me to get into this dress.
Ang Lee's been nominated for Best Director for The Life of Pi, which is what I'm going to call the 6 weeks after I take this dress off. Okay. Exhausting. Who else is here? Who else? Jennifer Lawrence is here, the star of Silver Linings Playbook.
Quentin Tarantino is here, the star of All My Sexual Nightmares.
Meryl Streep is not here tonight. She has the flu, and I hear she's amazing in it. So amazing.
She steals it.
Yeah.
She steals the flu.
She is.
Mandy Patinkin from TV's Homeland is here.
I like Homeland, but I don't think it's as good as that other show previously on Homeland. That thing is action-packed.
Now, you know, Mandy Patinkin is the star of Homeland, but he's also a treasure of the American musical theater. And if I were in charge of this show, which I have been told repeatedly I am not, after every clip of Les Miserables, I would cut to Mandy Patinkin because he knows if it's good singing or bad, and he won't be able to hide it in his face. Watch. We'll prove it.
I dreamed a dream, and then I went to get a sunrise.
Mandy Patinkin, did you like it?
Incredible.
Don't lie to me, Mandy. Don't lie to me. Julianne Moore is here tonight, nominated for playing Sarah Palin in Game Change.
Me too. I used to win prizes for that too.
And you know, I think if Governor Palin were here tonight, she'd say, "You betcha." Nope, I lost it.
You betcha!
No, I can't do it anymore. I lost it, I can't do it anymore.
Maybe it's for the best.
Might be for the best.
But enough silliness. Daniel Day-Lewis is here. Yes. His performance in Lincoln is so amazing. He is so method. He really disappears into his character.
Did you know that Lincoln was not the first role Daniel Day-Lewis played in a Steven Spielberg film?
Really? What else did he play?
E.T.
No, he was E.T.?
Yes, young Daniel Day-Lewis was E.T. Do the finger.
Do the finger.
E.T. finger.
Do the finger. There it is. Amazing. Amazing. That's why he's the best. Amazing. Amazing.
All right, let's get this thing started. We're going to keep this moving, and we promise we will wrap up by 11 dark 30 at the latest.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Silver Linings Playbook Bradley Cooper, and from The Reluctant Fundamentalist, Kate Hudson.
Thank you. Well, for all of you SNL fans, I'm 50. I'm 50. You know, I need to do that without this dress on, but, you know, maybe later at Trader Vic's, boys and girls. What do you say? I'm 50. You know, I was going to bring my walker tonight, but it just didn't go with cleavage. Robert, I want to thank you for everything, for your bat-crazed, rapid-fire brain, the sweet intro. I love you and Susan, and I am so grateful that you continually talk me off the ledge when I go on and foam at the mouth and say, I'm done with acting, I'm really done, I'm done. Trust me, 47 years in the film business is a long time. You just ask those Golden Globies, because you crazy kids, you've been around here forever. You know, Phil, you're a nut. Aida, Scott, thank you for honoring me tonight. And it is the most fun party of the year. And tonight, I feel like the prom queen. Thank you. Looking at all those clips, you know, the hairdos and the freaky platform shoes, it's like a home movie nightmare that just won't end. And all of these people sitting here at these tables, they're my family of sorts, you know, fathers mostly, executives, the producers, the directors, my fellow actors out there. We've giggled through love scenes, we've punched and cried and spit and vomited and blown snot all over one another, and those are just the co-stars I liked. But, you know, more than anyone else, I share my most special memories with the members of the crew. Blood-shaking friendships, brothers and sisters. We made movies together, and you can't get more intimate than that. So while I'm here being all confessional and I guess I just have a sudden urge to say something that I've never really been able to air in public. So, declaration that I'm a little nervous about, but maybe not quite as nervous as my publicist right now, huh, Jennifer? You know, I'm just going to put it out there, right? Loud and proud, right? So, I'm going to need your support on this. I am single. Yes, I am. I am single. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, I'm not really kidding, but I'm kind of kidding. I mean, thank you for the enthusiasm. Can I get a wolf whistle or something? Please. Jesus. Seriously. I hope that you're not disappointed that there won't be a big coming out speech tonight, because I already did my coming out about 1,000 years ago, back in the Stone Age, in those very quaint days when a fragile young girl would open up to trusted friends and family, co-workers, and then gradually, proudly to everyone who knew her, to everyone she actually met. But now, apparently, I'm told that every celebrity is expected to honor the details of their private life with a press conference, a fragrance, and a primetime reality show. And, you know, you guys might be surprised, but I am not Honey Boo Boo Child. No, I'm sorry, that's just not me. It never was, and it never will be. But please don't cry, because my reality show would be so boring. I would have to make out with Marion Cotillard, or I'd have to spank Daniel Craig's bottom, you know, just to stay in the air. It's, you know, not bad work. You can get it, though. But seriously, if you had been a public figure from the time that you were a toddler, if you'd had to fight for a life that felt real and honest and normal against all odds, then maybe then you too might value privacy above all else. Privacy. Someday, in the future, people will look back and remember how beautiful it once was. I have given everything up there from the time that I was 3 years old. That's reality show enough, don't you think? There are a few secrets to keeping your psyche intact over such a long career. The first, love people and stay beside them. That table over there, 222, way out in Idaho, Paris, Stockholm, that one, next to the bathroom with all the unfamous faces, the very same faces for all these years. My acting agent, Joe Funicello. Joe, do you believe it? What, 38 years we've been working together, even though he doesn't count the first 8. Matt Saver, Pat Kingsley, Jennifer Allen, Grant Nyman, and his uncle Jerry Borak, may he rest in peace. Lifers, my family of friends here tonight and at home. And of course, Mel Gibson, you know you saved me too. There is no way I could ever stand here without acknowledging one of the deepest loves of my life, my heroic co-parent, my ex-partner in love, but righteous soul sister in life, my confessor, ski buddy, consigliere, most beloved BFF of 20 years, Sydney Bernard. Thank you, Sid. I am so proud of our modern family, our amazing sons, Charlie and Kit, who are my reason to breathe and to evolve, my blood and soul. And boys, in case you didn't know it, this song, like all of this song is for you. This brings me to the greatest influence of my life, my amazing mother, Evelyn. Mom, I know you're inside those blue eyes somewhere, and that there are so many things that you won't understand tonight, but this is the only important one to take in. I love you, I love you, I love you. And I hope that if I say this 3 times, it will magically and perfectly enter into your soul, fill you with grace and the joy of knowing that you did good in this life. You're a great mom. Please take that with you when you're finally okay to go. You see, Charlie and Kit, sometimes your mom loses it too. And I can't help but get moony, you know. This feels like the end of one era and the beginning of something else. Scary and exciting. And now what? Well, I may never be up on the stage again, on any stage for that matter. Change. You gotta love it. I will continue to tell stories, to move people by being moved, the greatest job in the world. It's just that from now on, I may be holding a different talking stick, and maybe it won't be as sparkly. Maybe it won't open on 3,000 screens. Maybe it will be so quiet and delicate that only dogs can hear it whistle. But it will be my writing on the wall. Jodie Foster was here. I still am. And I want to be seen, to be understood deeply, and to be not so very lonely. Thank you, all. all of you, for the company. Here's to the next 50 years.
Здравствуйте, уважаемые радиослушатели! В эфире радио Японии Всемирной службы NHK World. В сегодняшней передаче мы представим вашему вниманию урок японского языка и одну из популярных японских песен. Оставайтесь на нашей волне.
Здравствуйте! В эфире программа «Уроки японского языка» радио Японии Всемирной службы NHK World. У микрофона Евгения Давидюк
И Михаил Соленков. Давайте вместе изучать японский язык и культуру Японии.
Сегодня 36-й урок. Ключевое выражение этого урока – «Бенкё шинакереба наримасен». Я должна учиться.
Главная героиня нашего курса уроков – студентка из Таиланда Анна. Анна и Сакура хорошо провели время в Сидзуоке. Теперь они возвращаются в Токио. Кента пришел на вокзал, чтобы проводить их.
Послушаем диалог 36-го урока. Ключевое выражение – «Бенкё шинакереба наримасен». Я должна учиться.
寂しくなります。
私もです。でも、大学で勉強しなければなりません。
じゃあ僕が春休みに東京に行きます。
Разберем прозвучавший диалог. Кента говорит Анне. 寂しくなります。
Будет грустно без вас. Сабишку – наречие, образованное от прилагательного сабиши – грустный. И прилагательные, которые оканчиваются на слог «и», становятся наречиями, когда вы меняете «и» на «к». Помните? Наримас – глагол со значением «быть», «становиться», который показывает, как человек или какой-либо предмет меняется при определенных обстоятельствах.
Сабишку наримас. Будет грустно без вас.
Эту фразу часто произносят при расставании. Анна отвечает:
Ваташимо десу.
«Мне тоже». Ваташи – местоимение «я». Мо – частица со значением «тоже». Дес – заключительная связка. Ваташимо десу. «Мне тоже». Или «мне тоже будет без вас грустно».
でも、大学で勉強しなければなりません。
Но мне надо учиться в университете. Демо – но. Дайгаку – университет. Частица «де» здесь употребляется для указания места действия и на русский язык переводится как предлог «в». Бенкё шинакереба наримасен – должна учиться. Выражение накереба наримасен – должен или должна используется, когда вы хотите сказать, что вам необходимо что-либо делать в обязательном порядке. Нужно поставить глагол в най-форму перед тем, как изменить ее на накереба наримасен.
Най-форма используется при отрицании в разговорной речи, так ведь?
Мы рассказывали о том, как образовывать най-форму глаголов в 21-м уроке. Учиться – бенкё шимас. Най-форма этого глагола – бенкё шинай. Не учиться. Чтобы сказать «вы должны учиться», нужно заменить най на накереба наримасен. Получится бенкё шинакереба наримасен. Вы должны учиться – сегодняшнее ключевое выражение. Потренируем произношение.
勉強しなければなりません。 Кента отвечает Анне. じゃあ、僕が春休みに東京に行きます。
Тогда я приеду в Токио на весенние каникулы. Джа – тогда. Это разговорная форма дева. Боку – местоимение я. Это слово используют мужчины в неформальной обстановке. В формальной обстановке мужчины также употребляют ваташи. Частица га в этом предложении оформляет подлежащее. Хару ясуми – весенние каникулы. Это словосочетание состоит из хару – весна и ясуми – отдых, каникулы. Частица ни после словосочетание «весенние каникулы» указывает на период времени. Токио – столица Японии. Частица «ни» после Токио указывает направление движения. Икимас – глагол «идти».
Евгения, хару – это весна. А давайте назовем все времена года по-японски.
Хорошо. После весны наступает лето. Нацу. Затем идет осень. Аки. А после осени – зима. Фую.
Хару, нацу, аки, фую. То есть зимние каникулы по-японски фую ясми.
Правильно. Вы любите отдыхать? Слова, связанные с действиями, которые нам нравятся, запоминаются быстрее.
Со десне.
Послушаем еще раз диалог 36-го урока. Ключевое выражение «бенкё синакереба наримасен». Я должна учиться.
寂しくなります。
私もです。でも、大学で勉強しなければなりません。
じゃあ僕が春休みに東京に行きます。
Сейчас рубрика «Научи нас, сенсей». Куратор программы профессора Канэ Токунага расскажет нам об одном из важных моментов в изучении японского языка.
Сегодня мы узнали, как сказать по-японски «я должен учиться». Бенкё шинакереба наримасен. Давайте спросим сенсея, как образовывать форму долженствовательного наклонения глаголов в японском языке.
Узнаем у сенсея. Вот что она говорит. Когда вы хотите сказать, что должны что-либо делать, нужно заменить суффикс «най» в глаголах в «най» форме на «накереба наримасен». К примеру, если вы хотите сказать «я должен учиться», сначала надо поставить глагол «бенкё симас» «учиться» в «най» форму «бенкё синай», а затем заменить «най» на «накереба наримасен». Получится «бенкё синакереба наримасен». В разговорной речи вместо «накереба наримасен» должен, обязан употребляется «накя». То есть фраза «должен учиться» будет звучать так «бенкё синакя». Если вы не должны или не обязаны что-либо делать и хотите об этом сказать, замените «най» в «най» форме на «накутемо ii desu». То есть в предложении «я не должна учиться» вы меняете «най» в «бенкё синай» «не учиться» на «накутемо ii desu». Получается «бенкё шинакутемо ii desu». Обращаю ваше внимание, это очень важно запомнить.
Это была рубрика «Научи нас, сенсей».
А сейчас раздел «Звукоподражательные слова», где мы рассказываем о словах, которые воспроизводят звуки, шумы или действия. Сегодня поговорим о словах, которые относятся к звукам ветра.
Это дует сильный ветер.
Слово, которое передает этот звук,
хью-хью.
хью-хью, передает, как дует ветер. Это же слово обозначает, как холодный воздух проникает в помещение через щели в окнах. Если дует более сильный ветер,
пью-пью.
Пю-пю. Ветер крепчает.
когда сила и скорость ветра еще больше,
Бью-бью.
Хю-хю. Пю-пю. Бю-бю. Эти слова похожи, но они показывают, что жители Японии имеют свои представления о ветре и различают даже небольшие изменения в том, с какой силой он дует.
Сегодня в рубрике «Звукоподражательные слова» мы выучили хью-хью, пю-пю и бю-бю. А теперь давайте еще раз послушаем сегодняшний диалог.
寂しくなります。
私もです。でも、大学で勉強しなければなりません。
じゃあ僕が春休みに東京に行きます。
Повторим диалог сегодняшнего урока.
寂しくなります。
私もです。でも、大学で勉強しなければなりません。
じゃあ僕が春休みに東京に行きます。
В конце урока раздел «Твиты Анны». Анна вспоминает произошедшие за день события и отправляет твит.
Кроме летних каникул, в школах в Японии есть еще зимние и весенние. И в каждый из сезонов есть чем заняться. Летом плавать в море, зимой кататься на лыжах. Здорово ведь? Надеемся, что вам понравился 36-й урок. Ключевой сегодня была фраза «Бенкё шинакереба наримасен». Вы должны учиться.
В следующий раз мы узнаем, о чем говорят Анна и комендант общежития.
До встречи на нашем уроке.
I will never forget the first time I visited a client in jail. The heavy metal door slammed behind me and I heard the key turn in the lock. The cement floor underneath me had a sticky film on it that made a ripping sound, like tape being pulled off a box every time I moved my foot. The only connection to the outside world was a small window placed too high to see. There was a small square table bolted to the floor and 2 metal chairs, one on either side. That was the first time I understood viscerally, just for a fleeting moment, what incarceration might feel like. And I promised myself all those years ago as a young public defender that I would never, ever forget that feeling. And I never have. It inspired me to fight for each and every one of my clients' freedom as if it was my own. Freedom. A concept so fundamental to the American psyche that it is enshrined in our Constitution. And yet, America is addicted to imprisonment. From slavery through mass incarceration, it always has been. Look, we all know the shocking numbers. The United States incarcerates more people per capita than almost any nation on the planet. But what you may not know is that on any given night in America, almost 500,000 people go to sleep in those concrete jail cells who have not been convicted of anything. These mothers and fathers and sons and daughters are there for one reason and one reason only. They cannot afford to pay the price of their freedom. And that price is called bail. Now, bail was actually created as a form of conditional release. The theory was simple. Set bail in an amount that somebody could afford to pay, they would pay it. It would give them an incentive to come back to court. It would give them some skin in the game. Bail was never intended to be used as punishment. Bail was never intended to hold people in jail cells. And bail was never, ever intended to create a two-tier system of justice. One for the rich and one for everybody else. But that is precisely what it has done. 75% of people in American local jails are there because they cannot pay bail. People like Ramel. On a chilly October afternoon, Ramel was riding his bicycle in his South Bronx neighborhood on his way to a market to pick up a quart of milk. He was stopped by the police, and when he demanded to know why he was being stopped, an argument ensued, and the next thing he knew, he was on the ground in handcuffs, being charged with riding your bicycle on the sidewalk and resisting arrest. He was taken to court, where a judge set $500 bail. But Ramel, he didn't have $500. So this 32-year-old father was sent to the boat, a floating jail barge that sits on the East River between a sewage plant and a fish market. That's right. You heard me. In New York City in 2018, we have a floating prison barge that sits out there and houses primarily Black and brown men who cannot pay their bail. Let's talk for a moment about what it means to be in jail even for a few days. Thousands of clients as they were dragged into those jail cells because they didn't have enough money to pay bail. I have watched as questions of justice were subsumed by questions of money, calling into question the legitimacy of the entire.
Jeannie, Will, and Adina are 3 senior citizens connected by a special relationship. They view their bond as a shield from the loneliness of aging. I first met them at a retirement home in Los Angeles where I had been photographing for 3 years. I saw as they approached the gate one night and felt an immediate connection to them. Although I didn't know the details of their love triangle, I intuitively felt that I had to find out who they were. Questioning a nurse a day later, she said to me, "Oh, you're talking about the threesome." I was intrigued. The trio set out on a daily adventure to coffee and donut shops, bus stops, and street corners. I soon learned that the purpose of these outings was solace and a search for meaning. The trio sought to combat their alienation by literally integrating themselves in public streets. Yet, even when arm in arm, no one saw them. We often think that as we age, we lose the desires held in our youth. Actually, as a teenage photojournalist when I met the trio, I saw their behavior as a mirror to the fears of exclusion and desires for intimacy that I also carried. I related to their invisibility, which pained me during my childhood, but has become my greatest asset as an immersive documentarian, because I can just fade into my empathy. As we walk down the streets of Hollywood in a neighborhood of screenwriters, actors, and filmmakers, the trio assume the invisibility that each senior does. I would ask myself, how is it that no one else sees these 3 human beings? Why is it that I am the only one who sees them? Years later, as I began to share this work with the public, I noticed that people are largely uncomfortable with this story. Perhaps it is because the trio doesn't assume conventional notions associated with love, romance, or partnership. They were unseen in public and shunned by their peers. They wanted to belong somewhere, but only seemed to belong with each other. I wanted to belong somewhere too, and my camera has been a catalyst for me to belong everywhere. But beyond challenging sociocultural norms about the elderly, the trio sheds light on fear of remoteness. At the end of each day, they return to their respective retirement homes. Under the surface of their aloneness, there is a desire for community, for their people. There was a sense that they were each yearning for their tribe, but that comfort comes with compromise because Will cannot commit to one woman. Sitting with Jeannie one day in her apartment, she said to me, "Sharing Will is a thorn in your side. A relationship between a man and a woman is private. It is a couple, not a trio." My process is to essentially become the people I document by spending years with them as an observer occupant to create a safe space to then become hidden in plain sight. I was about 17 when I met the trio, and I shadowed them for 4 years. We actually see in the breakdown of social development that
So about 10 years ago, I got a call from a woman in Texas, Stacy Baker, and she'd seen some of my photographs in an art exhibition and was wondering if she could commission me to take a portrait of her parents. Now, at the time, I hadn't met Stacy, and I thought this was some sort of wealthy oil tycoon, and I'd struck it rich. But it was only later that I found out she'd actually taken out a loan to make this happen. I took the picture of her parents, but I was actually more excited about photographing Stacy. The picture I made that day ended up becoming one of my best-known portraits. At the time I made this picture, Stacy was working as an attorney for the state of Texas. Not long after, she left her job to study photography in Maine. And while she was there, she ended up meeting the director of photography at the New York Times Magazine and was actually offered a job.
In the years since, Alec and I have done a number of magazine projects together, and we've become friends. A few months ago, I started talking to Alec about a fascination of mine. I've always been obsessed with how couples meet. I asked Alec how he and his wife Rachel met, and he told me the story of a high school football game where she was 16 and he was 15, and he asked her out. He liked her purple hair. She said yes, and that was it. I then asked Alec if he'd be interested in doing a photography project exploring this question.
And I was interested in the question, but I was actually much more interested in Stacy's motivation for asking it, particularly since I'd never known Stacy to have a boyfriend. So as part of this project, I thought it'd be interesting if she tried to meet someone. So my idea was to have Stacy here go speed dating in Las Vegas on Valentine's Day.
We ended up at what was advertised as the world's largest...
Live from the star-filled International Ballroom of the Beverly Hilton Hotel. Welcome to the 70th Annual Golden Globe Awards. And now, your hosts for the evening, ladies and gentlemen, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler.
And I'm Amy Poehler.
Welcome, everyone, to the 70th Annual Golden Globe Awards. Yes! Yes! Those of you at home, I wish you could feel the excitement in this room.
You can smell the pills from here.
Tonight, we honor the television shows that have entertained us all year, as well as the films that have only been in theaters for 2 days.
That's what makes tonight so special. Only at the Golden Globes do the beautiful people of film rub shoulders with the rat-faced people of television. Speaking of, Tina and I are also both nominees tonight. And thank you. And Tina, I just want to say that I very much hope that I win.
Oh, thank you. You're my nemesis.
Thank you.
Ricky Gervais could not be here tonight because he is no longer technically in show business.
We want to assure you that we have no intention of being edgy or offensive tonight because, as Ricky learned the hard way, when you run afoul of the Hollywood foreign press, they make you host this show 2 more times.
Oh my gosh, it was a great year for women. It was a great year for women in television. Lena Dunham is a double nominee tonight. Lena, we love your show.
We are such fans.
But if they are forcing you to do all that nudity, you have to tell us, okay? You just give us some kind of signal, and we will call child services. A wink or something.
It was a great year for film. Women in film, Catherine Bigelow nominated tonight. I haven't really been following the controversy over Zero Dark 30, but when it comes to torture, I trust the lady who spent 3 years married to James Cameron.